Good morning, Northwest Indiana. I'm Bob.
And I'm Brent.
And I'm Adriana.
And you're listening to WJOB 1230 AM, 104.7 FM, streaming live on the YouTubes. But we're planted here in beautiful Hammond, Indiana. Let's take a quick look at traffic and weather. As I pull up traffic, my guess is everything's going to be fine at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. Quick zoom in. Oh, my gosh, look at that. I was right. All of the 90s, all of the 94s, the 55s, all of it looks good right now. If you have any updates, give us a call at 219-845-1100. And while you're calling that number, think of anything you want to talk about today, because it's an open line Friday. We're going to take your calls and, I don't know, just listen to whatever you have to say. How's the weather?
The weather currently today at the Strack Van Til Studios is 62 degrees. Today we're seeing highs of 78 degrees, lows of 61. We're going to see just a little bit of clouds today with crystal clear skies tonight. As we move forward into the rest of the weekend, highs of 81 degrees, lows of 68. On Saturday, partly sunny and more humid weather to come. And then on Sunday, highs of 89 degrees, lows of 74, humid with some sun, and then a thunderstorm later on in the nighttime as we head into some 90-degree temperatures later on in the rest of the week. That is all for your weather.
While you're back there looking at all the different controls and the wires and the buttons and the knobs and the tubules, my buddy Brent could use...
Can't hear a thing.
I mean,
we haven't said anything
maybe it's
of,
better
of
if
value.
I don't hear
I know. We haven't said...
Maybe if I don't hear the callers and I just talk.
Aside from
Better.
that amazing...
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
There you go. Now I'm on.
Okay.
Aside from that amazing weather forecast, there's really been nothing of substance so far in the first minute.
It's been really dry, right? I mean, you had the 100-year rain event in
did.
June.
We
and
did.
July has been...
And now all the grass is dead.
Brent, move your mic over. There you go.
There you go, buddy.
Right.
There you go.
How is that?
That's
Am I right
better.
in the mic?
Yes, you are.
No big news stories today in the Times. The cyclosporiasis,
I beg your pardon?
the lettuce bug.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Indiana has...
like, did you just curse at me?
Yeah. I was like, wow, that was some Polish thing he yelled at me.
Speaking of Polish, Pierogi Fest, my good friend Stan Stefanski is going to call in from the grounds that there's probably people already lined up to get pierogies.
I'm sure. I don't go that often, admittedly, but I think I'm going to go tonight.
It's something that everybody should go to once.
Oh, yeah,
right?
certainly.
I was talking to someone yesterday that had never been. I was like, you need to go check it out. It's one of the signature region festivals, I would say. But back to the lettuce bug. 594 cases in Indiana, but fewer than 10 here in the region. The air kills the bug, I'm guessing.
I suppose so. All right, so which 8 of you went to Taco Bell? Raise your hand. No. Was it Taco Bell?
They think, we doged all the people that keep up with that stuff.
Yeah.
And so they don't really know exactly where it's coming from now. But they think it's centered on Taylor Farms, a big produce company. They do lettuce and things like that, and it was their lettuce coming from Mexico mainly went to Taco Bell.
So when you said coming from Mexico, Liam does this thing where whenever, at any given time, when I say the word avocado, he yells out, avocados from Mexico.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just a...
Or California.
No. The jingle is avocados from Mexico.
And that's where most of them come from.
If anyone's listening right now at 6:03, I feel like we have our tone and timbre this morning is very much NPR like. No,
I listen to NPR every morning. I listen to the podcast.
It just feels like it's a
good morning. Yes,
good morning.
It's we're nice here in the region this morning.
Let us talk about the bug.
The
today.
dulcet tones of Bob and Brent.
But at that point, the lettuce is just from all these 4th of July parties where the people are like, yes, this salad's homemade. It's so homemade.
It's so homemade.
And then
they
after
mixed
4th
it.
of July,
They
that's
mixed
where
it in the back of their Chevy Traverse on the way to the party.
Well, the the thing that I read is that you can't wash the stuff off. It doesn't
Oh, that's
wash off
concerning.
very easily, and that was the problem.
Well then.
So, again,
Well, where did this come from?
it's how do I put
Wuhan.
this? How do I put this nicely? It is fecal contamination.
Oh yes, from the workers.
Yes. Which Taylor Farms has had a lot of complaints about not letting people use the bathroom while they're working. It's the article that I read. It's like they're going to just use the lettuce.
We on I've said this a million times. I catch a lot of my news on social media. I wait for things to go somewhat viral, and then I do a little investigating. And for the last week or so, there's been reels out there that have shown different types of food. Usually, it'll be like a Snickers bar, and it's like, you know what never gave me this, and it's a Snickers bar.
Chocolate.
And one of the big ones was all the food at Disney. And we just got back from Disney, and I can say that we're all healthy, and we ate junk food for 5 days straight. And he never got sick off a Mickey ice cream bar.
Yeah, you can avoid most foodborne illnesses if you just don't eat fresh food.
If you just eat processed food, you'll probably be okay. I mean, do not accept any health or financial advice from Bob and Brent and Adrian in the morning.
We need a disclaimer.
Yeah, we need a disclaimer.
Don't listen
We are
to
not
this.
dietitians.
Yeah.
But that being
Brent,
said,
anybody watching on YouTube right now is like, they're clearly not dietitians. Hey, you're not supposed to laugh over there. That's like the second fat joke you've laughed at today. It's just awful. 219-845-1100. I'm telling you, if you don't call in, you just got to listen to us. So,
nobody wants that.
yeah, geez, oh, Pete. So we went to Disney because that's what we do. And we got what they call the kitchen sink dessert. Have you ever heard of this dessert, Brent?
No.
They quite literally bring you a kitchen sink. And in this kitchen sink,
The serving vessel is a
yes,
kitchen
the serving
sink?
vessel is a
I like
kitchen
it.
sink. And it is, we got the chocolate kitchen sink, which was several scoops of vanilla, several scoops of chocolate, several scoops of cookies and cream, ice cream, and then just loaded with all sorts of chocolate chips and Oreos, a full can of whipped cream. They turn off the lights and they make a big, razzle dazzle about it. And yeah, so the four of us sat there with spoons and just went to a diabetic coma off this thing. Liam thought it was the coolest thing in the world because, again, how often do you get to quite literally eat out of a kitchen sink? And so, yeah,
That's a great.
that was our thing.
Yeah, I mean,
was our
that's
thing.
a fun serving vessel.
He is. We could just talk about Liam now for a while because nobody's calling in.
I mean, did he have like a sugar rush or did he crash?
Oh, so here's the thing with his brand of how the chemistry in his mind works. A stimulant has the opposite effect on him.
Okay.
So, he'll take a stimulant in the morning, and something like caffeine or coffee helps level out all the interactions going on his mind. So he was just chill afterwards. He was just absolutely fine. Aside from the fact that he's a 10-year-old boy in Disney and wants to just bounce
Go
on. Yeah.
everywhere, yeah.
He is on a trip right now. He takes an annual trip with Beck every year, and they go to different baseball stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Cleveland yesterday. They're in Pittsburgh today, and so he's just living his absolute best life this week. That is literally started in Florida at Disney World, and is wrapping up on a tour of Midwestern baseball games.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, he's having a good old time.
We went to I was working in Milwaukee Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's the annual Northwestern Mutual convention. They have all 15,000 of their insurance agents come in, and we get just absolutely.
Do they also cosplay? Because those are the conventions I like to go to.
No, anime is a much more fun convention.
Are there a bunch of furries at this?
They changed. I think it was the heat that they normally wear suits, but they were like casual shorts and golf shirts, and there was an enormous amount of mandals being worn, and I was just like. I was like, man, put a pair of tennis shoes on. But anyway, we went to one of my beer distributors has some great seats for the brewers, and so Bart and I took the family and we went because we were real busy during the day, but not so much at night. And we went to a Brewers game and got to see Mizorowski, the kid's going to win the Cy Young.
Yeah.
It was just happened he was pitching, which was really cool because the first inning every pitch was 103 plus miles per hour, but Bart caught a foul ball.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so, and I was like, this is a once in a lifetime thing. I've been going to baseball games my whole life, and I've never caught a foul ball, and so it was a big night for us. But amazing to see that kid pitch. He's skinny, tall, skinny. Young, he's probably 21, 22. He's real. I think this is second. Came up middle of the season last year, and I mean he throws so hard. The Mets pitcher was throwing in the mid 90s.
Slacker.
But the sound of the ball hitting the catcher's mitt was like a gunshot when this guy. It was like,
that's pretty cool.
We were up pretty high and we had a good. It was right on the front row, but we're up in the club level, so we're 100 feet from the catcher at least, and it was so loud.
Cool.
To see that in person, I've never seen someone throw that hard, and no one could hit him. He struck out a whole bunch of people.
I've never caught a foul ball. Liam did once at the Steel Yard with the Railcats. We quite literally we walked out of the bathroom and he caught one and it bruised his finger, and he was so proud of that for just weeks. He was like, look at this, a bruise. I caught a ball, so he's awfully excited about that. In the chats today, will WJOB televise the Pierogi Fest tonight? I'm going to say no, and I say that because Chuck's away and I'm not doing it.
But you said you were going. Is it like a backpack you could carry and just walk around and broadcast live?
I guess I could. Adriana, what are you doing tonight? Not going to Pierogi Fest. It looks like, based on your gestures, we've got a phone call.
We do,
and that would be so exciting to talk to someone else. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, gentlemen. I'm just wondering. I was watching the news the other night. Was it the House or the Senate that that like the Nancy Pelosi, trading?
Oh yeah, the insider trading stuff.
It was the House.
Yeah,
the House passed it. So it'll go to the Senate. The Senate probably will not take it up, and it won't pass again.
Yeah,
I mean it's almost like term limits. Everyone can talk about term limits are a good idea, but people never vote, or our elected representatives rarely vote for something that impacts them in a negative way.
Oh gosh,
personally,
no,
right?
no, and typically yes votes. And that's the cover for some of these folks in the on the House side is, oh yeah, I'll vote yes because I know that it's never really going to happen.
And next year the Senate will take it up and they'll pass a version, and the House will sign it.
Well, I'm just wondering if our representative Marvan, if he's going to vote, for it, because I don't want to see him turn into a Pelosi.
I don't think Frank is a big stock trader. There's a site. Let me see if I can find the site and look it up. It crosses lines on both sides, and even the president now. I think they said in his most recent filing he had made 22,000 stock trades in the first.
So this was Wednesday is when they voted on the bill. It passed the House 232. to 198, and Frank Mervan voted no on the Stop Insider Trading Act. I also think that votes like this are highly political. So I can see where the Republicans would have said, look, this isn't going anywhere in the Senate because the Senate is doing jack, like all.
I don't know. I hear McConnell is really just burning up the paper, offering writing bills these days.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I talked to him this morning on the way in, 20 minutes.
You saw they put another proof of life out, right?
Yeah.
And immediately people were like, "This is a fake picture."
Yeah.
There's 2 different room numbers in the background. It was room 411 and room 412.
Yeah.
And I saw one guy put it out. He's like, "Yeah, that's a clipboard with a paper chart hanging beside the bed." They haven't used those in hospitals in 20 years.
But no, to your point, it's all political, and so now what the Republicans can do on the House side is they can just torpedo the Democrats. So what they can do now here in Northwest Indiana is they can say, oh look, Frank Mervan, he voted no, so he clearly wants insider trading.
Well,
Now, he could have voted yes because, again, these are simple votes.
But
what else was attached to it?
So they stuck in the reason I think some Democrats voted for it, a few Republicans voted against, but it was mostly along party lines. But they stuck in a bunch
Save
of
Act
the
stuff.
Save Act stuff
Yeah.
that they won't,
Yeah.
which I don't have any problem
I'm sorry.
with showing ID to vote and stuff, but that the Save Act,
you're
I
gonna get some
know
calls now.
it is. My wife is very much against it because she changed her name when we were married, and she would have to take a birth certificate and something else because her name doesn't match. She's changed her name, so you have to have there's some provision in there, and even it was one of the Republicans in the Senate was talking about it. It's like, this is going to be a huge hassle for millions of women who changed their name when they were married and their name doesn't match what's on their birth certificate or something along those lines. And it was
That's an excuse.
create
That's an excuse.
Yeah, and
Well,
I also don't know.
if you show up with your government issued ID and they won't let you vote, I'd say that's a bad thing.
Well, and now, and I think that probably applies to maybe a subset of folks where, in order to get a real ID, don't you have to prove all that stuff? And now everybody's supposed to have a real ID, so that some of that got washed out. But at the end of the day, I don't know when this insider trading thing. I was reading something. Didn't Nancy Pelosi make like a 700% gain or something like that? And nobody really seems to care. Just like let's balance the budget. Let's do term limits. These things that would actually matter. These guys, once they get in there, they're not going to vote for any of that stuff. Not in any substantive way.
I just wish we could get a politician that would go and do the things that the majority of him or her constituents want them to do. They work for us. We don't work for them. And they make $175,000, $200,000, plus they get their relatives, on certain boards what's the name of that? Where they have people come in and try to persuade them, and then they pay the.
Oh yeah, they all sorts of lobbyists and all of that stuff.
Lobbyists, right?
But
so they get more money. They get more money in that, and they make more money than we do. And then they want to start trading and be almost a billionaire, like what's her face? So
isn't that
good
something?
show. I'm just.
Who was it? Taylor Greene, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Wasn't she one that? Okay, so she's making $175 a year, which, don't get me wrong, it's very, very good money. But isn't that kind of something else where you can make $175 a year and then 6 years later have a net worth of like $14 million or something like that?
Sign
sign us all up for that. That's
well. she's a business person. She was wealthy before she became a politician because she owns a bunch of workout centers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, her husband is real wealthy, I believe. I mean, before they even married, but it's reprehensible that the politicians that sit on these committees trade on insider information that the rest of us would go to jail for. So we're in this committee. We're going to approve a contract or pass a bill that's going to benefit a company, and before the public knows about it, I'm going to go buy a bunch of the stock. Then we're going to pass the bill. The stock's going to go up, and I'm going to make a bunch of money. However you look at it, that should not be going on. And
they know it.
There's no one that says you won't find anybody that's like, oh yeah, that's okay, except when you're talking to the politicians, right? I think it was Pelosi that was like, we shouldn't prevent our members from earning a living.
I think that was.
I think it's exactly.
I think that was Speaker Johnson that said
was that
something to that effect. I think it got spun to say, hey, they need to, they need to make some money, which,
So let's see. Let's look at this. I've got the 2025 Congressional Trading Report, and it's an even mix. This is not a partisan issue.
No, money knows no party.
Let's see. Warren Davidson from the 4th District of Ohio beat the S&P 500 by 78.8%. So,
wow.
There's not many money managers on Wall Street that can do that. And if they do, they're probably trading on inside information. He was the top. The second one was Donald Norcross. The first guy's a Republican. The second one's a Democrat. He beat it by 70%. So if I would say, and I think this should go for every elected official or person in the executive branch or judges or anyone on the federal level, that, if they want to invest their money, they should invest in broad market index funds that go up when our economy is doing well, right? When you have elected representatives shorting stocks and betting on things to go down that are bad for, how does that jive with we want to improve the economy if I'm betting my personal wealth against the economy?
And let's just be acerbic for a moment. How many of those folks are really altruistic? They're just going to say, no, I'm going to give up my millions that I'm making in the stock market for you peasants.
Then they shouldn't be in that position.
Yeah.
Right? If that is your end result of you serving in Congress, is that I'm going to get rich, then you shouldn't be in that position. Right. But it's become that, as I was leaving a few weeks ago, I was listening to the Veterans View show, and someone on there was making a very good point, because they were talking about the problems they were having with the VA. Why are all of our elected representatives, why do they have this just Cadillac awesome health care? Why aren't they in the VA program like all the people in the military?
Oh, they would never do that. But great point. Great point.
mean,
For the
seriously.
same reason they exempted themselves from Obamacare and the ACA. And
Well, and that was that. I thought that was funny. We were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she resigned. But she resigned like 2 days after her congressional pension vested. So like after you've served, I think it was 5 years or 6 years, you get a pension and health care for life. And she resigned in protest a couple days after all that stuff took effect.
well,
I mean,
it's tough because if you poll anyone individually, let's take away any of this, moral, self-righteous, serving people, anything like that. if you were working at a company and this is what they said, well, if you go on January 3rd instead of January 1st, you now get this massive health care for life. Yeah, I'll stick it out another 48 hours,
Right. But why do they even get a pension?
Yeah.
This shouldn't be a career, right? I mean, and I've beat this horse for years, but I'm a huge proponent of term limits. There's no reason, look at McConnell. The guy's, or if he's actually alive, he's never held a job in the private sector ever.
The best one I saw was like an in memoriam for him that had August 3rd or 4th is the cutoff date for the appointment to Senate, where Massey could run as an independent. So it's like they've already said that he'll go after that.
Yeah, they're literally. I mean, I would guess he's probably alive, but he's on life support, and they could pull the plug. But
and you wonder why people don't want to talk politics, because the politicians have been sticking it to the taxpayer since day one. And, and for them to do stuff like that, insider trading, it's like, who the hell do these people think they are? I mean, they can come them back to their town, shake hands, kiss babies, just put on the show, and we're all supposed to be happy about it. I don't believe in term limits. I believe in you want them out, vote them out.
Well,
have a nice day.
Have a good one.
I want to expound on that. I mean, if you don't believe in term limits, why not? I mean, it's a 6-year term in the Senate. If you can't accomplish your goals or whatever, I want to be a senator because I want to do X, Y, and Z. Hey, 12 years should be plenty of time. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, but the problem is, especially in the Senate, is once you're in, it's almost impossible for a challenger to win against an incumbent, and you're seeing that right now. And I was a huge critic of Lindsey Graham later in his life. I used to think he was a pretty good guy, but I did see that when he died, his net worth was like just over $1 million. And I was like, wow, he's a guy that didn't take advantage of all this stuff. Now, of course, the governor, and I've got a picture with the governor of South Carolina. He ate in Doc's twice during the RNC. He was Henry McMaster, very nice guy. He appointed Lindsey Graham's sister to the seat.
To finish out the term?
Who has, yes. And then Trump endorsed her before. And then she announced this week, I think she's going to run now. But she has zero experience. There's not anybody in South Carolina.
There's not a single one out there.
That somebody that, and I don't know anything about her. I mean, I'm sure she's a very nice lady and accomplished and all that. But so she's, 60-something years old in her entire life. She's never had any... She's never had any aspirations to hold political office. She's never run for anything. And now she's one of the 100 most powerful people in the United States because her brother died.
Good on her. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Brent's going to get off his soapbox.
Well, I was going to say, I got that photo you sent if you want to show it.
Oh, yeah. We can show it when we come back.
Okay,
we'll go to the break.
We'll show it when we come back. You want to keep doing the station ID? I did interrupt you.
Yeah, this is...
you are listening to WJOB 1230 AM
104.7
FM. Just dragging this out.
Good.
All right, we'll catch you after the break. Traffic and weather coming up next.
For over 100 years, Roofers Local 26 has been keeping Northwest Indiana dry and safe. Since 1919, our highly trained members have built a reputation for skills, safety, and reliability. With a 4-year apprenticeship and certifications in OSHA safety, first aid, and CPR, we deliver quality you can trust. When you need roofing done right, choose Roofers Local 26, protecting what matters most for over a century. For more information, visit www.roofers26.com.
Introducing Powers Health, A health system with a new name and a strong legacy of caring for families in our community. One with a tradition of advanced specialized services and a vision for the future. One with a commitment to medical excellence and compassionate care. Everything we do, everything we believe, powers health.
When your home needs help, the last thing you need is a faceless corporation or sales-driven franchise. At Myers Companies, we've been proudly local since 1951, born and raised right here in Northwest Indiana. We're family-owned and operated, built on trust, hard work, and integrity. And because we're family, we treat you like family. Your comfort and safety always come first. For HVAC, plumbing, and electrical done right, choose Myers Companies. Local, family-owned, here for your family.
For a fast and friendly car wash, go to Easy Clean Car Wash. Open 7 days a week in 4 convenient locations: Highland, Griffith, Cherville, and Lansing. Free vacuuming, air freshener, and a towel with every wash. It's fast, safe, and gentle. For more information and hours of all our locations, visit myeasyclean.com. Also, see how you can wash your car daily with our $10 Ultimate Wash for only $19.99 per month. Give your car the best clean at Easy Clean Car Wash.
Ogren Insurance, Hammond's oldest family-owned independent insurance agency, now in its 3rd generation, providing clients in the Chicago area with products from quality insurance companies to handle your every need. Regardless of driving history, Ogren Insurance can find the right coverage for you at competitive prices. To learn more about the insurance solutions and services we offer throughout Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan, call 219-933-0076 or visit our website, ogreninsurance.com. We're located at 6929 Homan Avenue in Hammond, Indiana. Do business locally with someone you know and trust.
And good morning.
I wasn't paying attention to you flapping your arms. And
Guys.
There you are.
There you go.
Traffic this morning. I will say that whenever I say the only road that ever looks like crap this early in the morning is 55 going into the city, and usually people in the chat are like, nobody cares about that.
Did you just call it 55?
Yeah.
What's the colloquial name? Because I'm trying to learn all these.
The Stevenson, correct?
Is that the
I
Stevenson?
don't know. Don't
I don't
ask
know.
me.
It's 55.
My generation puts in GPS for everything. You think we know
Oh,
street names? We don't know street names.
The rest of humanity puts it in GPS.
No, my generation didn't have to learn the street names. We were like, okay, you got to turn here and then turn here, and then once
Jed
you hit
is
that McDonald's,
clean.
you got to turn this way.
Oh, I know.
Jed is clinging to the traffic report, taking Bill Pry from his cold, dead fingers.
Yeah. Right now, he's like, oh, Stephen McGee used to say in the 80s. Listen,
Yeah. I'm like, we know our way around. That's all we really need.
No, everyth's fine. Even 30 and 41 look fine in the region. How's the weather?
So the weather currently, right now, at Stracovento Studios, yes, 63 degrees. I was waiting for that one temperature to change, because that's what's important.
Yep.
High 78 degrees, lows of 61. Clouds giving away into some sun, crystal clear skies later on in the nighttime. Saturday, highs of 81 degrees, lows of 68. Partly sunny, more humid, mainly clear weather. And then Sunday, highs of 89, lows of 74, humid with some sun, and then thunderstorms later on in the nighttime. You want to show that picture real quick before y'all?
Yes,
continue
yeah.
on
We got to show
into-
Bart. Hopefully he's watching.
Hey,
There he
buddy.
is. He was pretty jazzed about that.
Oh,
one.
that's awesome.
Pretty jazzed.
Well, that's
have you
pretty
guys been up to Milwaukee?
Yes, that's one we've been up to.
Okay.
It looks like they got the roof open there.
Yeah, it was a gorgeous night. Gorgeous night. A little smoky, but
Yeah.
it had cleared out by the time I came back yesterday. So
The Midwest, Canada's hot box. So I know we've got a caller, 219-845-1100. Give us a call in. One thing that Chuck often tells me is, hey, look what you say. Watch out for what you say on the radio, because you're elected, and ostensibly you want 50% plus one of the people to vote for you again. And occasionally I will make comments about boomers. And it's like, hey, watch what you say about boomers, because those are the ones that vote. And then the elder boomer I'm looking at this picture here of the Mitch McConnell proof of life picture.
That's the old one.
The old one where he's in the chair and he's got all the pillows behind him, propping him up, and you can just kind of see his face. And let's just say this was not AI. Let's just say this is a genuine photo of a person. Seriously, these octogenarians that are just camping out in some of these places, and that's where I don't waffle, but I go back and forth on term limits.
Are you talking about this photo right here?
Yes, that one there. Let's
who are you miraculously like de-aged by about 10 or 15 years?
Oh, I know, but even there, I look at that and I'm thinking, there. Once you pass 80, 75, 80, whatever it is, there are infirmities that come with life. There are very few superhumans out there. I think even now we look at, there's a huge difference in Trump 1 versus Trump 2. He does seem to have this, odd energy that, most folks have his age don't have. But I go back to this, you look at this proof of life picture from Mitch McConnell, and frankly, I don't care if he can sit there and still take calls. Look at this individual. There is no way that this individual should still be representing any state.
This is 2 days ago.
I don't even...
No, that's not 2 days ago.
I'm sorry, the article is 2 days ago.
Yeah, the article is 2 days. Well, I'm scrolling this article, and honestly, the picture they're using is captioned at 2010.
Is it this photo right here that you're talking? That it's 2010? Is it this one? Is that the main one? Oh my gosh!
So ageism, you can't do that. But what a great, poster child for term limits. I do agree that yes, there are term limits every 2 years for the reps, every 6 years. But having said that, you get some of these guys that camp out there. You cannot tell me that this guy in this picture has his wits about him. You just can't. There's no explaining it to me. You just can't. And really, if you are this patriotic and have love of country, come on, Mitch. But I digress. I look at the picture.
Well,
I look at the picture and it makes me so mad as a citizen, as a taxpayer, as an American. I've had family. We've all had family members that are in hospitals. We've all had family members that are of age, and you see the pictures of this, and you fluff the pillow in the back. And my God, if you can't look back and think, oh, when I was doing that with grandma or any of that stuff, should they be making decisions for the country? No. Hard stop. Good morning, caller. You are on the air. What can we do for you today?
It kind of reminds me when they're rolling around that skeleton, Dianne Feinstein in the wheelchair.
Yes.
Oh, another one.
She had no clue where she was.
No, it was Skeletor with 10 pounds of Sephora makeup on her that they were just rolling around.
Yeah, roll them around. But hey, Mayor Bob, I think, you know what I think? I think we should cap Doc's Barbecue's profits at, what do you think? I'll give him 4%.
Okay. I would have gone at 5. But we can't do anything about the inflation that he's going to have to pay later on. So if the prices of the hot dogs that at some point he should put on the menu.
We'll bring that up. I had a big discussion with Zach Lenz yesterday about
thank
hot
God,
dogs.
another hot dog
We're
conversation.
working on it.
But we can't do anything about that. So at some point,
So these morons in New York and this idiot mayor that wants to attack these landlords and determine their pricing, I want all the young people to know this is what they voted for. And when you build something, because that's what these landlords did, they built their real estate portfolios, and now they got this jagoff mayor coming in there saying you're only allowed to make X. I want all the young people to watch and really think about what's going on over there, because this is what's coming if they keep voting like this.
Well,
You get what I'm saying?
I absolutely do, and this is I think this is part of that. You know, what do they call them? The DSA, the Democrat, Socialist, whatever. All of these things. But let me finish.
New
this.
York is already screwed up because of the rent control. That's the big problem.
Well, but this is where follow this thread. Okay, so you now own a building. And now we have these rent controls. You can't do this. So now you can't.
But that's been in New York for years.
So now you
That's
can't
not new.
invest into your building. So at some point down the road, you then become a slumlord, and then you're going to get one of these wackadoodles like Mondami in there who's going to say, well, clearly these slumlords are just capitalist pigs, and so we need to take it over and let the warmth of communism and socialism, let us take it over. And that's exactly how it happens. That's just and for those of you out there like, oh, it doesn't happen. Okay, yeah. Read any part of history since I don't know, the 20s. But that's exactly what's going to happen.
Communism starts. It's exactly this is how communism starts, and communism has never succeeded in anything. So I hope all the young people just open their eyeballs and realize what capitalism is. It would be like telling Jim Debo, you're only allowed to make X on the Heartland Sports Network or anything. Think about it. No, this is absurd.
Well, and when you're only allowed to make X, what you do is you angle the business to hit that ceiling, and at some point, then in order to maintain that with inflation, you have to start cutting. Because your goal as a business person is to probably attempt to hit the max of what you think you can make.
Yep.
So are you for or against the United States government buying stakes in private companies? So the
what are you talking about? What, Intel or whatever that they bought a stake in, or what are you talking about here?
Since the beginning of this current Trump administration, the federal government has negotiated 30 deals worth $27 billion investing in private companies in the United States.
Jump chains.
Yeah, well, hey.
But let's. I agree with what you're saying, 100%. But where do you stop it, right? Because what is it when the government controls the means of production?
Right.
What do you call that?
There's
a name for it, Bob. It's on the tip of your tongue. What is it?
There is a name for that.
What is that name?
So here in America, are those deals to bring manufacturing back here?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, and make things profitable for everybody. It's a great thing. Yeah.
But that's communism.
What?
Well, no.
It doesn't work.
Communism.
It is. It's exactly. The government controls the means of production. If our government, Intel makes computers. If our government buys a company or 10% of a company that makes computers, the government is controlling the means of production of those computers. Correct? There's nothing not factual about what I just said.
But are they doing it to control that, or are they doing that to bring back? Because, and I will say this, let's rewind to COVID, which was the real pandemic of our generation. Chips were huge in China, and we couldn't get any of them. It becomes it's
just like
concern.
the steel industry, right? There's a national security interest.
So, whether we're bailing out, all the car companies from, what was that, 2008, 9, 10, whenever that was, when we bailed all of them out. I think the government does prop up certain industries, because if you let some of them fall, I think it's extremely detrimental to the economy and the stock market. I don't know that I necessarily have a problem with them. As much as I say I dislike subsidizing things, I think if you can incentivize them to at least bring them back to here, then we as America can control some of the means of production. I mean, America as a whole, even these companies. I'm not saying Mitch McConnell is, running the chip line, but I sure would much rather have them made here than made somewhere else.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, Mayor Bob, could you just do us diary guys one little favor?
Yeah.
Well, two questions. Well, first of all, my first question: why in the Sam hell would they close Hart Street most of this week for a 2-foot section of little cutout in Hart Street? Why would they shut the whole road down? Can you explain that to me?
I wish I could. I wish I could. And to your point, yes, it is an extreme pain. And any time any type of construction is done, it's a pain. When 30 was shut down for the railroad, that was a pain. When they shut down Calumet Avenue South to repave it for a few days, that's a pain. It's all a pain. I don't know I do know that they were having a lot of water main issues, a lot of breaks on that on that stretch of main for a while. I thought it was more than I'd be surprised if it was 2 feet. I mean, is it?
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was more than that. I mean. I don't know. I'll text him and find out how much it was. But yeah, aside from just the expediency of doing that rather than cutting half the road, doing it, filling it, and then putting it, then doing the other side of the road, it was probably just expedient to shut it down for 3 or 4 days and get it done. So
yeah, sounds pretty ridiculous. And hey, can you do us a favor too? When you're booking gigs at Starkey Stadium, aka the new pavilion, could you maybe put Moneybag Yo off your list, would you?
I don't know. If we're looking for some social media hits, that may be the way to go. Someone had said, and I don't know, if maybe it was you. I was just fast scrolling the comments. Someone said, "Hey, were there any problems at Dyer?" And I always knock on wood on that because really all it does is take one idiot to cause a scene, and then I can't say this anymore. But no, we had no problems. But I think we figured out our police presence. I think we figured out who do you want to come to town. See, these are the things that you're not allowed to talk about because, it's bad. You can't say this stuff. But it's like, hey, none of that stuff was happening during Jelly Roll. I mean, I know I'm not allowed to say that. So, Adriana, go ahead and mute the whole broadcast now. But, sky blue, water wet, guys, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, everybody with a phone, everybody with social media, everybody that was there, everybody that's seen the videos, all that stuff. Again, we're not allowed to say it, but everybody's like, yep. Well. So no, we're not.
Have a good one, guys.
Hey, have a good one. Starkey. What do you say? Starkey Stadium. That was pretty good.
And that's the name.
You're gonna rebrand?
That's a rebrand right there. Hey, I'm proud of it. We paid cash for it. We're not one of these communities that are sitting on TIF dollars. Just I don't know. Hey, we got like the state of Indiana. Okay, congratulations. You've got $6 billion in the coffers. You have a $1.8 billion surplus from this year. If you took a third of that and put it back into the communities that gave you that surplus, it would cover the difference from the money that the state cut from public safety. Did you know that, Brent?
No, I
didn't. So instead of having $6 billion, you could have $5.5 billion, still have pretty good bragging rights, but then Dyer wouldn't have had to cut $1 million from public safety. Yeah, that happened. That happened. And I don't want to hear, you built a thing. It's 2 different pots of money, guys. And some of these communities out there that are using your TIF money to pay for, long-term public safety. That state legislature, my guess is mark it down at 6:49 on Friday, July 24th. I'm telling you, at some point within 2 terms, the legislature is going to turn around. They're going to say, hey, these TIF dollars should not be used. They're supposed to be for redevelopment. We want to tighten things down, stop paying for public safety out of it. And then all these communities, a lot of them here in Northwest Indiana, are going to be hosed. So I don't know where that rant was. That was just something that's been on my mind.
You're just angling for a data center, aren't you?
Oh, my gosh. I got to tell you. Oh, here's another thing. There's 1 or 2 spots in Dyer that if a data center were to knock on our door and say, hey, we're interested in this.
Oh, be careful, Bob.
The first thing I would do is I would go to some of these data centers. The new ones that are just being built, some of the ones that are 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, just to see how they age, see what they do. I don't necessarily believe, I'd want to see for myself. But I got to tell you, I think it's we're going to need to find some way to fund these things. Anyways, how's it going, caller?
Oh, wait.
There we go. There we go. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Bob, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. Brent.
Good morning.
Did I hear this correctly, that your wife is against the SAVE Act because she would have to get an ID, and that's so difficult?
No,
Did I hear that correctly?
It's because she has an ID and a passport, but the name, she changed her name when we were married, and it's my understanding that she would then have to
not to your name, just in general.
Yeah, she just changed her name. It is going to create extra a pain to register to vote, and I don't blame her. It shouldn't registering to vote. If you're a citizen born in the United States, lived here her entire life, has a passport and a real ID, but that's not enough under the SAVE Act because her name doesn't match what's on her birth certificate. Is that
Brent, you're really going to stand on that argument? And Bob, as a rhino, you're not going to say anything?
I got nothing to say. I don't think it's an issue. I don't think that. So this was what? This was big a year ago, wasn't it? This.
It's still. I mean, it just hasn't passed.
Yeah,
I don't keep trying to pass it.
I don't have any issue with it. I think some of the, hey, you need to get all this paperwork was blown out of proportion. So I don't have any comment on it. I also have zero problem with, hey, if you've got to produce something to prove you're a citizen, I have zero issue with that. For the same reason that people say, oh, let's forget the citizenship thing, just the ID in general. Oh, you need an ID for anything, but to have an ID to vote, that's too difficult for people.
I don't have any problem having an ID to vote.
I would have zero problem.
I've lived in 6 states and voted, I think, in all 6 of them at various times. But I've never been able to vote without showing an ID. Have you?
No. I have zero issue with saying, hey, if you have to produce some type of documents to get this ID that proves you're a citizen and who you are to vote, that doesn't move the needle to me. Just go do it. Or don't vote. I don't know what to tell you. Only citizens should vote. You have to prove somehow that you're a citizen, and if it requires papers,
So if it passes, women who have changed their name due to marriage or divorce would have to provide documentary proof that their citizenship matches their current legal name when registering to vote. So they couldn't show a passport or a birth certificate. You would have to take a marriage certificate or a court order, court-issued name change degree alongside their original birth certificate to then register to vote. And you think that's a good idea?
So the accepted forms of documentation are passport card, real ID, government issued ID. And if you're going to change your name, you have to have that stuff anyways. You just don't. I just can't walk
So
in
when
there.
you change your name and you go get a new driver's license, like when my wife's driver's license in Indiana expired, she went and got a new one after we had gotten married, and she had to take the marriage certificate in and do it. Now she's got that ID, but now you have to then take those documents again to register to vote. Why?
Sorry, the radio
Hey,
sounds.
Bob,
I
do
was
me a
looking at something.
favor.
Yeah, what's up, bud?
Bob, on issues like this where Brent is wrong, can you just look at him? Don't even look at the camera. Just look at him and go, Brent, you're so full of crap.
So what is wrong with showing your ID to vote? That's not enough for you?
You know what? I'm not. You asked it. I'm going to answer. I'm not real clear. Is your wife the only one that has gotten married and changed her name?
No, that's the okay. That's the argument. It would impact. So I have the statistic here. An estimated 69 million American women would have to face significant administrative hurdles to register to vote. 69 million. It's not just my wife.
But to register to vote, if you're already registered, I do not believe that it impacted you. The SAVE Act does not require 380 million people to re-register to vote. So, because I think that was one of the misnomers was that, yes, while it all takes place as soon as it goes
I
in
believe you're mistaken.
There's no way. I would not support the SAVE Act if they said everybody then has to re-register to vote. That's ignorant.
The SAVE Act would change. Yes, it would. Everyone would have to re-register under the current language in the bill. There would be no more online registration.
There shouldn't be online registration.
Why not? I can pay my taxes online,
and we appreciate that.
TurboTax thanks you
Bob.
greatly.
Bob, I
to your question, everyone would have to re-register to vote according to the text in the bill. 146 million Americans don't have a passport. So the passport is one of the ways to do it. So you have to go get a passport. You have a passport, right?
Oh, I do.
Right. How long did it take you to get a passport?
A week, 10 days maybe.
Right. But you have to go do it at the post office or wherever and fill it out and wait for them to send it to you.
Brent, is it really that tough for her to go change her ID? I mean, is that a task for you?
She's changed her ID. There's like a cognitive dissonance here. It's saying if this bill passes, it would create a problem.
And I want to check that language. We'll come back next Friday with that because the language I was reading, and this is where I stood on that, it did not require, because that was one of the big issues is they came out and they said, 69 million women. All of a sudden, women in America couldn't vote. Just that was a thing. It was this whole misogynistic thing.
69 million American women do not have a birth certificate with their legal name on it and therefore could not use their birth certificate to prove citizenship. The SAVE Act makes no mention of being able to show a marriage certificate or a change of name documentation. So really, you would have to get a passport.
Hey, let me cut it off because I got to head to work and support liberals like Brent. Bob, have a good day.
All right, have a good one, man.
Have a good one. I had a whole thing when that was it. I didn't think that we will break in a second.
Okay, I'm just making sure you saw me.
Yeah, we saw you. I got 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes on the clock before we got to do the 7 o'clock WGLB 12:30 a.m. 104.7
Yes,
FM.
you got 1 minute. That clock's slow. I'm sorry.
I did not think that that it impacted people who are already registered. While it does take effect. because that was one of the pushing points was that 69 million American women now cannot vote, and it's men are bad, and it's like no that.
But just in general, don't you think that it should be easy to vote with?
Once verified,
I have
it should
zero
be easy.
problem.
Yeah,
showing an ID
verified,
vote.
it should be easy.
I think, but when you say 140, almost 150 million people don't have a passport, I have one. I can go show my passport and I'm good. My wife could probably do the same, according to this.
I guess I don't.
But like, why make it more difficult? Why? I mean,
I don't know that
I've never had
that,
any problem.
I don't know that
we're fixing something that isn't broken.
This is going to sound silly, but I don't think that this is going to sound really stupid. I don't think that proving who you are, is that big of a deal because you're just going to have to do it once. Now, if you go and you you go change your name or you move states or whatever that may be, my guess is there would be some nationalization of this, and so state to state moving might not be that complex now. But if it's a one-time thing to go and put figure that stuff out, I have zero issue with that. But it's 7 o'clock here in the region. We're going to take a break because Adriana said so. And when we come back, we're going to do traffic, weather. We're going to have...
we're going to mute our phones.
Oh, yeah.
Both of y'all. I was like, please.
We're going to do that, too. All right. Sounds good. We'll be back in a minute.
Oh.
Need clean energy without the junk? I'm Jim Deedlow. I used to live on burgers, football, basketball, baseball. Now I'm gluten-free and more into biking, golf, and yoga. But I still need energy. That's why I love Paradise, developed by Emily D. Edwards right here in Cherville. My favorite is Paradise Packs Strawberry with gluten-free pretzels. Find it soon at Strachan Van Til or at spreadparadise.com.
Fox Point bursts with free concerts throughout July. Our Wednesday night concert series features Hairbangers Ball, Hello Weekend, All-American Throwbacks, and Keith Jackson and the Triple Dose Band. Enjoy the Northwest Indiana Symphony Orchestra on Friday, July 17th, and come back for Marrakesh Express and Echoes of Pompeii on Friday, July 31st. Fox Point in Lansing, Illinois is just minutes from I-8094 and parking is free. Visit foxpoint.org for our full schedule. That's point with an E, foxpoint.org.
The best just got better. Tech Credit Union is proud to celebrate being recognized with Best of the Region, Best CEO, and Best Banker. To celebrate, we're offering 3 special CD offers with rates up to 4.5% APY for a limited time. Visit techcu.org or stop by your nearest Tech Credit Union branch or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union, the better option for people and communities we serve. Member NCUA. Minimum deposit required. Offer subject to change. Visit techcu.org for complete details.
IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors bring the highest standard of electrical work to Lake County homes, schools, and businesses. From everyday fixes to once-in-a-lifetime builds, we don't just get the job done, we get it done right and up to the highest safety standards. When you need electrical work, hire the professionals who power Indiana. Powering Indiana, Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community.
There's something for everyone at HealthLink's Community Health Fair. Join us Tuesday, July 28th from 3:30 to 5:30 at the Boys and Girls Club in East Chicago for no-cost adult health care screenings, free food, games, prizes, and family fun. No-cost wild-child checkups and sports physicals will be available the week of the event at HealthLink East Chicago and HealthLink East Chicago Harbor West. If possible, insurance will be billed. Call HealthLink at 888-580-1060 extension 5401 or 5901 to schedule your child's no-cost appointment today.
Welcome back to Region Rundown with Bob and Brent and Adriana and Jim, evidently off screen. No, don't pan to him. Don't pan to him.
I wasn't panning to him.
No,
I was
don't do
centering
that.
you guys.
My gosh.
And when we have a new social media clip, there it is.
Yeah. 7:05 in the region. How's traffic and weather? Traffic's fine. Traffic is fine.
It's fine.
Seriously, it's fine. Everywhere is fine.
You're gonna have to.
I do. I'm terrible at traffic, but there is nothing to say right now. Okay. Oh, it looks good on 8094. Tollway looks good. 30 and 41 looks good. 294 looks good. 394 looks good. If there was a 494, that would look good too. How's the weather?
It's all green. Speaking of all good, the weather is great. Right now at the Strat Convento Studios here in Hammond, Indiana. It is 64 degrees today. We are seeing highs of 78 degrees and lows of 61 degrees. Clouds giving away to sun. Crystal clear skies tonight. Saturday, highs of 81, lows of 68, partly sunny and more humid. And on Sunday, highs of 89, lows of 74, humid with some sun and some thunderstorms later on in the nighttime as we head back up into the 90-degree temperatures moving on into the week. And with that, you guys got some callers.
219-845-1100. Give us a call. We don't need to talk about voter ID stuff because we all know that I'm right and Brent's wrong. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Bob, what are we building at Central Park here?
Next to the pavilion is an event center that's going up.
An event center. And
Yep.
What is that exactly?
I'm sorry?
Like weddings and what is it? Weddings? What are you going to have there? What kind of event?
Yeah, I mean, you can rent it out for on
Any kind of
on-
event.
Yeah, on about 1/3 of it is a I guess we can call it it's not called a banquet hall, but it's that type of a room where you could have 250 people. Rent that out. On the back side is going to be some classrooms and some meeting rooms. We needed a space for our park activities. Right now, we're holding our park activities in the basement of the town hall, which would be fine if we weren't growing. So we hit a spot where we said, hey, we need to expand some of our programs. We need a space to do it, and so we thought, well, let's put up a venue where not only we could make money off of it to cover the cost of running it, but then have a good place for our park. So I think through June, July of next year is when that'll be scheduled to be open, and using TIF dollars for it. It's all paid for. So, yeah, pretty proud of it.
Well, are you building a sound berm with this dirt pile? Is that what that is around the park?
No.
What's
We've
that
just
big berm?
Yeah, there is a big berm around there. For the residents to the east along Briar Crossing,
right?
Half of them, everybody that moved there knew that, hey, we're moving next to a park, and at some point that'll go up there. The berm, I don't think is going to be relatively that high. I mean, it's not going to block out these houses and the view of the park. I think it's more of a landscaping berm. There's one that's really under construction now. I don't know what that final one will look like. I think that's just a place for them to put the dirt right now. My guess is some of that will be used to level the south field for soccer and for parking. But yeah, we have been putting on the southwest side. Do you remember how big that hill used to be? Last year, or the year before,
yes.
we cut that down. There's just no need for that to be that high. It looks a little better aesthetically, and but no, it's not necessarily a sound berm. There was never that wasn't the plan behind it. It was just more of a landscaping thing. What are you going to do with all this dirt? And dirt is extremely expensive to haul away, so we thought, let's make it look nice.
What about that gravel road that's going to the subdivision? Is that going to be permanent?
Kaiser Drive. So
from the parking lot?
Yes, that will be a permanent exit, but there will be those concrete steel ballards ballards on there, so it will not be a full-time access street. Those will be up, and we will use that. So let's say 2 or 3 times a year we have firework night. We'll drop those to let people get out on those massive crowd days. But we knew that was important because going into Central Park, it is we're building it to be a very big facility, and if let's say something tragic happens on Central Park Boulevard there, we've got we can fit about 1,100 cars in that south lot. Somebody's car, spins out and stalls out, and now I've got 1,100 cars with nowhere to go. We did need some type of emergency egress, or if the traffic is just backed up, like crazy, to get some EMS in there. So we did need an emergency out, but we also didn't want it to make it where this was just a come and go as you please through that neighborhood. So yes, it will be a permanent road, but there will be security ballards up that our emergency services and public works can drop in an emergency if they need to.
So my final question, is the city the one that sells the alcohol at these events in the park?
No. So what we do is historically we have partnered with, for our big events for Summerfest, we have partnered with the VFW. For our one night, concert in the parks, we just had our Summerfest makeup. We partnered with different organizations who have, I may get the language wrong, but there are, and Brent, you may know, what's the liquor license where you can sell beer at a fest?
It's a catering permit.
So we will have other organizations do that, but as of now, the town, the town does not have a liquor license to do that. But I will say it is something we're looking at. If you look at the model that Griffith uses, they make a pretty good. Whenever you have a fest, you need those beer and alcohol sales to help cover the costs. As we partner with these organizations, we get a cut of that, so it helps. But in full transparency, we have been looking at what it would be like for the town to get that and the town to do that. We're not there yet.
Yeah, I think Griffith does that.
Yeah,
and it works out real well for them.
Hopefully, that long-winded answer.
I'm not a fan of that. I think there's a lot of liability there for the taxpayers. If you want to drink, go across the street to Doc's.
Yeah, I like that. I like your idea, man.
Well, I mean, really. And a couple more suggestions. I'll let you go.
Yeah.
The sidewalk on the west end of the park, leading into the park, is really weed choked. You gotta get some weed killer on that stuff. And you need more garbage cans on the north end of the park. When they have those tournaments, those softball tournaments, the girls, whatever the girls play over there,
right?
Garbage ends up all over the ground because the cans are over full. People want to put it in the can, but the cans are full. Need more garbage cans. No big deal.
Yeah. No, I'll let them know. I want to say a year or two ago, I said the same thing where I'm not a softball person, I'm not a soccer person, but I went after one of the tournaments, and it was disgusting, the amount of just trash that was everywhere, to the point where it's. I asked the question. I said, "Is it cost prohibitive to have these tournaments because the amount of man hours that we have to spend afterwards?" Cleaning it up for the next tournament. And so, I'm sure we can throw some more out there.
I think more cans are bigger cans. It don't have to be these fancy wood ones you got out there.
It's more cans, it's bigger cans, but then it's also having, and I do know that we do have Parks and Public Works, I believe, are on staff even through the weekend during these things. It's probably a matter of just, having them make some more laps and empty them more frequently.
Yeah, tell them to get off their phones and pick up the garbage. All right, guys, thanks.
Hey, have a good one. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Oh, I couldn't be better. How are you doing?
All right. Well, we won't talk about IDs, but let's talk about U.S. Steel and Cleveland Cliffs.
I was hoping you'd bring that up today.
Yes, because U.S. Steel, in their negotiations, the workers are not going to accept that. They're going to make the workers pay more for their health care. And Cleveland Cliffs lost, I don't know how many years it is, 136 million or 130 million. But the thing is Frank Mervan is for the Steel Caucus up in Washington. I've been retired from hauling steel for 3 years, but I'm associating with steel people, okay, steel haulers. And if you go to 95th Street over in Chicago, you go to the Port of Indiana and Portage, Indiana, you still see steel being brought in and dumped into our country, okay? Most coils coming out of U.S. Steel is being put in a storage place because they're not selling, because you're getting more foreign steel dumped into our country. Is Frank Mervan stopping all of this foreign steel being dumped here in Northwest Indiana?
We could ask him if we could get him on the show.
Because simple reason, I know 2 trucking companies. They hire these people to drive these trucks. I could do 3 loads. These guys got to haul 6 loads because that company is paying them dirt cheap to go to 95th Street and the Port of Indiana to haul that foreign steel and take it to a place to have it stamped to make forks from another country where we could use our steel. They need to stop the steel dumping from the Port of Indiana and 95th Street of the steel coming into our country, because there's slabs coming in the Port of Indiana. They're rolling it. It's not from our country. It's from another country. They're dumping the steel in our country still, and I haven't heard nothing about slowing that foreign steel coming into our country.
Good point. I don't have an answer. And so maybe when Congressman Mervan comes on Region Rundown here with Bob and Brent and Adriana, he could answer that. Fingers crossed, buddy. Come on. Let me say, Frank, I know you listen. You said you'd come on, so here we are.
Yeah.
Come on. But hey, thanks for the call. I've got a million calls to plow through. Hey, you have a good weekend, and maybe we'll get some steel answers soon. But I wouldn't hold my breath. Next caller.
Good morning.
You are on the air. How are you doing?
Good. Today's kickoff for Pierogi Fest.
Yeah,
starts at noon, and then
Stan Stefanski from Big Frank Sausage is going to be calling here in about 15 minutes to talk all about Pierogi Fest.
Great. It's not just pierogi food available, although there's plenty of that. They have a lot of other activities. They have one whole street that's just the arts and crafts, and then they have another street that's for kiddie-oriented stuff, rides and so forth. They've got a beer garden. They've got performance operations, ethnic music and dance, and they have plain old American stuff, and it goes till Sunday. And I generally attend it on Friday, midday, and I'll probably get my pierogi food and other stuff from MJ Polish Deli. And but in any case, that'll take up your weekend. If the parade's really, if you've never been to that parade, it's a hoot. I mean, it's a really worthwhile thing. And but if you haven't had enough festival for the weekend, on Sunday in downtown Valparaiso, there's the Front Porch Music Fest at the Valpo Central Plaza. Runs from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. They've got 7-8 live performing organizations. There is admission fee, although Pierogi Fest is free. There's no admission. But if you probably have to pay for some place to park, and it's I've been going to the fest, Pierogi Fest, a zillion years. I remember the early days. I would arrive early afternoon on Friday, and it was easy to find a parking place and so forth. Shall we say, it's become very popular, and it's all worthwhile. Support it all.
My one question. I've got one question for you, and then I'll let you get your thing. We've got a million calls. My question: I have not been in a long time. How is parking? And that's either for you, Walt, or Brenda, Adriana, whoever's been there. Because there's no one central place to park. It's just kind of find a spot, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
the Oilman Stadium is a good place. There's a lot of parking there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's it's in the middle of a neighborhood, so it's just wherever you can find a place.
Okay.
There's a Catholic church that charges to park there, and it's within easy walking distance. And there are other places that are little small parking areas that they charge and that kind of stuff. But I would say if you're looking for street parking, you're probably not going to find too much. And so expect to spend $10-20 for parking.
I don't mind giving that to a church.
Yeah.
No, it's a contribution, another charitable institution. Talking about the labor issues, this is out of Chicago Sun-Times. Art Institute faces backlash amid move to outsource custodial staff. Union workers at the Art Institute of Chicago are demanding museum reverse its decision to outsource the entire custodial staff to a private contractor. The Cultural Institution announced it will no longer employ 23 custodial workers on June 29th, and the last day that they'll be working is August 14th, and there'll be a custodial organization company out of Canada. So there are labor management problems all over the place. Okay, thanks. In any case,
well, thank you for that.
How about that?
You gave us a lot of good things to do this weekend. We got a whole bunch of callers on. Have a great weekend, and we're going to go to the next caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Look at you boys whipping through these calls like you're running a real radio show.
Oh, that'd be
Good
amazing
job.
if we just dumped you right now.
We're working on. We're going to get a shot clock on the screen behind us at some point.
Yeah,
we're working on that.
How you doing?
There you go. Hey, wait a minute. Whoa, Brett, didn't we talk about this? Aren't we going to put up didn't we have like a smoking grill we were going to have with a chicken leg spinning around for the shot clock?
Like a chicken wing going around the clock. We just need you and Chuck to figure that out.
Good morning, caller.
I think it'd be. It's not one good idea. It's a million good ideas. But hey, I don't want to beat this horse dead. But Brett, when you're reading the computer there and you're talking about this, the ID issue. If you're already registered to vote, you're good to go. The reason I asked you what the source of what you're reading is because the liberals do what they always do. They lie. That source you're reading is not from Google. Google compiles a whole bunch of articles with their little AI app, and then they toss out some info. Scroll down and read the actual individual sources.
So do you think
AI, I don't know why people...
So let's go with a philosophical question here. Do you think it should be harder for women to vote than men?
That's a stupid question. It makes no sense. It doesn't even apply.
I would just like you to answer.
When you come up with a moronic question, hey, listen. When you come up with a moronic question,
for women
you
to
get
vote
slapped
than men?
around.
I mean, it's an easy question.
That's a dumb question. It doesn't apply here.
It does
Everybody
apply.
needs to show an ID.
Okay.
And you have to know it, Brett. Look at your source. Let me guess. It's probably Rachel Maddow, MSNBC, or CNN. 3 nitwit sources. That's not a source for information. That's propaganda from the left. This is a bunch of crap. Most people are already registered and ready to go. They just want to get the illegals off the roll. They just took 8,000 people? 8,000 dead people who were on the voter roll down in Georgia. Just took them off. You got that Mikey idiot, the governor of New Jersey. Cleanest vote ever.
Let's stop for just a second.
Wait.
You said they just took 8,000 dead people off the voter rolls in Georgia. How is
Something
a dead
like that,
person supposed to remove themselves? If they're dead, they're not voting, right?
You would think.
Are you kidding? In the city of Chicago, they got 30,000 dead people vote every year for the Democrats. Brett, wake up. This is not Arkansas where we're all walking around with hay coming out of our keisters, dude. This is the big city where people kill to win elections. Okay.
So hold on. Wait.
Come on now, brother.
So you said they took 8,000 dead people off the voter rolls in Georgia. How many people do you think died in Georgia last year?
What's the point? What
Of
is
course,
that
they're going to have to
question
take
mean?
dead people off the voter rolls. People die.
But see, Brett. This is the point. When the Justice Department under Donald Trump came out and said, "We want to purge these voter rolls. We want to go through them and make sure they're legit." Why did every liberal state like Illinois, California, New York, Connecticut all say no? Because they're trying to protect the liberal franchise in the voting arena. It's just that simple. Why would you not want to have?
I do have to.
Why would you not want?
philosophical
Excuse
question.
me.
So should
Why
the
would
federal
you not want
government
to have
control
your
states'
voter
rolls?
roll cleaned up?
Because I thought we were like states' rights, right?
It's not states' rights to cheat. You can't break the law. Now, for example, why do we have these things called?
My guess is the federal government will say that we should be allowed to verify the integrity of voter rolls of the states for federal elections. Now, yes, that has the added benefit of checking it for all of them, but
just how would they simple.
Check? So here
Well,
in
let's see.
Indiana,
They got a
have
list
you ever
of
gotten
people who are here illegally. I mean, it's not that hard, Brett. It's called a data thing. It's a data source. You compare them. Here's a list of illegals. We know they're here illegally in this country. Oh, you got 30 of them on your list. You got to take them off. They can't be registered to vote. Just that simple. It's no problem. Nothing to it.
I know one of the ways that they have a bunch of different ways, but one of the ways that they do it here in Indiana, and we got it maybe 2022 maybe. Is even just the old-fashioned way, where they will send the notifications in the mail, and then those that get sent back is the initial.
But how do you know who's sending them back?
The ones that get sent back.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, I move into a new house, I get a voter registration card, and I fill it out.
It's just the first phase of it, but they'll start with that and go from there.
Yeah.
Here, I can give you a real-life example, Brett. My daughter moves out, graduates from college, goes to 2 years of a dedicated nursing school out east, and moves to California. Now, she hasn't lived here at that time in like 4 years. Guess when she moved to California, guess how many times I was mailed ballots for her from the state of California to me here in Indiana? I had like 12 of them. What are you people doing? You're just passing out ballots for anybody. Come on now. That's all they're trying to do, Brett.
You could have swung that election.
My guess
I tried to fill them out.
You just filled out all 12 of those. And
yeah, my guess is they weren't ballots that you got. They were probably ballot applications.
Bob, are you familiar with the voting in the state of California? These were ballots, brother. I read them. I go, you must be kidding me. I took a screenshot and called out to Sacramento. Go, hey, I'm just checking here. Is this a live ballot? Yes, sir, it is. Yes, just fill it out and send it back in. They didn't give a shit about anything. As long as it's got D's written all over it, that's what the goal is, man. These guys cheat on everything they do. Now, hey, I got one shout out here. My buddy Bradley Gimbel.
One more, because you've already got one.
Yeah, my buddy Bradley Gimbel is gonna. My buddy Bradley Gimbel is gonna call in, and he's gonna tell you that the dollar is dead. It's no good anymore. He's going to tell you cryptocurrency is going to rule the world. We're never going to have any more paper currency. The Federal Reserve is dead. Banks, they're going to be rendered valueless in the next amount of time, which he'll probably say, in a month or two, which will never come true. And then he's going to say that the Russian currency, when they hook up with BRICS and India and Iran, everybody, it's going to wipe out the U.S. dollar. So I want you to nail him down and say, what is the time frame for that? When is all of this financial?
Well, he's been saying that for about 10 years.
When is it going to happen?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for calling in. We'll send you a bill from the FCC. And crypto is dead. We're going to take a break here on the voice and face of the region.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Strachan Van Til, where making life easier starts with a smile.
Come to Fox Point Saturday, August 8th for an unforgettable night of classic soul and funk. Solid Ground Band opens for Shining Star, a stunning tribute to the magical music of Earth, Wind, and Fire. This special August 8th concert is free. Bring your appetite and enjoy our bar and delicious local food. Fox Point in Lansing, Illinois is just minutes from I-8094 and parking is free. Visit foxpoint.org for details. That's point with an E, foxpoint.org.
From the gas in your car to the heat in your home and the roads that you drive on, our work powers daily life. We are USW Local 71, the proud men and women of the Whiting Refinery. We're not just refinery workers. We're your friends and neighbors, raising our families here, shopping in the same stores, and cheering in the same stands. USW Local 71, powering the region because we are the region.
I'm a victim of being ran over by a semi while I was flagging. The person wasn't paying attention and they hit me with their vehicle.
I seen a accident where we were the first people to walk up, and that picture will never leave my mind.
I've seen people get hit before. It's been horrible.
Construction zones on roadways and bridges are more than just cones and equipment. They're the workplace for thousands of dedicated union laborers.
Everybody has a family that they need to get back home to, so please just pay attention to us out here while we're working.
We all have family, and I know it's a pain in the ass, but we're trying to make the roads better for y'all.
We're doing this for everyone. We're hardworking Hoosiers, just like you. And we all want to make it home safely.
People would just take a couple seconds to pay attention.
Be aware where we're at, where the cone zones are at. We're all in this together, and we're all just trying to be safe.
This is Brian Short, Business Manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save a life. We're all in this together.
A message from Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Can you handle that?
Good morning, everybody. That's silence.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. What a great morning. We've got a lot of callers, but the first one we're going to bring on here is a good friend of the station here. Good morning. How's Pierogi Fest working up to be?
Well, I was going to say, who's ready for the Pierogi Fest? But, it's very, very well organized. I spent about, going back and forth close to 4 hours setting up yesterday, bringing supplies. And I'm at my restaurant right now getting my final supplies. So I should be there in about 15, 20 minutes. And I'm all excited. I think the weather is going to be great this year. The forecast today and tomorrow, a little hot on Sunday. And as everybody knows, and Brent will tell you, the weather is the game changer for fests.
That's the gamble, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and people got to realize that when you have nice weather, people come out, they eat, they drink. When it's hot, humid, raining, it's very stressful for the vendors. So we're very, very thankful for this weekend's weather.
So what time? Give us the hours. What time's everything kick off today, Stan?
Today is 11 to 11. Tomorrow's 11 to 11, and Sunday is 11 to 5. And I was really, really satisfied with the setup yesterday. We got there about 2 o'clock. We were out of there by, I'd say, 4:30. And
that's great.
The chamber's been great this year. Yeah, and we had no hiccups. Electricity was there. I had a little problem, couple here and there. Every time you set up, you get some issues, but we overcame it. And I just got a few items I got to take there this morning. I'm running late a little bit. I got caught by traffic, and I'm excited. I can't wait. We're going to be in the parade tonight. My girlfriend Jill, she's got the box truck ready. We got a bunch of my friends and patrons going to be behind the Big Frank Sausage Box Truck. The parade is a blast. I can't wait. And then it's a lot of hard work, a lot of fun, and I'm excited for today, tomorrow, and Sunday for sure.
So tell us what's on your menu out there. Obviously pierogies, right?
Okay. Yeah, we got, I'd say I'm starting out with 470 dozen pierogies. So if we run out, I got some spare at the restaurant. But we're going to have 4 different flavors: pierogi, potato cheddar, sweet cheese, meat, and kraut. And then we're doing our Polish sausage sandwich, which is our specialty, and our Italian sausage, which we sell a lot of. And then we're doing cabbage and noodles. We're doing stuffed cabbage, our homemade gołąbki. Pigs in a blanket, they call it. And then we're doing a platter, which you get stuffed cabbage, sausage, kraut, choice of pierogi, bread and butter, and you get, I think that's it on the platter. So, and then we got our drinks and chips. So we got a good menu. We kept it a little smaller because of the volume. And we're in a great location. We're right by the chamber. There's a lot of great vendors there this year. And
you've been in that same spot for years, haven't you?
This is my 16th year doing it, 16 years. My 15-year anniversary in business was July 8th, and I started doing the Pierogi Fest 1 year before I went into business. So the Pierogi Fest was the kickoff for my business. So I'm very, very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's a fantastic story. What do you think is, when I'm not doing it this year because we've got some other commitments, but we do barbecue. So my experience is a little different. What is your number one selling item at this fest in particular?
Well, there's two items that sell the most. It's potato cheddar pierogi and my Big Frank sausage sandwich. They're neck and neck. So, I can't say which one outsells them, but we definitely have to have more room, when we're keeping it warm for just those 2 items. And, I'm hoping that we have a tremendous crowd. Last year was a little bit down because of the weather, and it was a little disappointing. So hopefully this is a bounce-back year. As you know, Brent, you have your ups and downs doing these things, and you just pray for the weather, and you hope that people are hungry and they spend money. And the best that you can do is be prepared. If you're not prepared, especially for something like this, it's not a good idea to even come out here. So it's a lot. We've been prepping for the last 3 weeks, so we're just about done. We got a little bit more prepping, and I'm just got to get through these 3 days, and I'm really excited. A lot of people, and I'm sure, Brent, you're going to stop by my booth.
Yeah, I'm going to get out there for sure.
Yeah, and then whoever stops by my booth, we do a little toast, celebrate the Pierogi Fest, and laugh and enjoy, and people watch, and it's a great time. It's I see a lot of people I haven't seen in many years, friends, family, etc. Many people come from other states and countries, and I get to practice some of my Polish over there too.
Good. And like you said, I think you're given a different perspective than most people who visit these all the festivals and events. On us, the vendor side of it, it's a ton of work, and Pierogi Fest especially is there's just so many people there, and it's so much work, and I don't think a lot of people realize how much effort and time goes into setting these things up and making them work. I mean, not only from our side on the vendors, but the Chamber of Commerce and all of the people that are working
absolutely
to make it a good time for everybody. So I wish you the best of luck. It looks like you got some fantastic weather. I'm going to miss being out there, but like you said, I've got the state fair coming up, and it takes me a week to get that set up. I mean, that's a huge production for us, and I just couldn't fit them both in this year. But I'm going to get by there and see you for sure. When you're in the just one question, in the parade, you're going to have the big truck. People throw things off parade. Are you going to be throwing sausages out?
No, we're going to be throwing candy. We thought about it, but that would be a little costly. Yeah.
We're going to have...
We throw candy.
Bob and I are going to pitch in, and we're going to get you one of those like hot dog launchers like they have at sporting events, and you can just shoot sausages out into the crowd.
What time
Yeah,
is the parade tonight?
I believe it starts at 7. We got to be at the park, I think, 5:30, 5:40. And the pre-parade, if you're ever in this parade, the pre-parade party is a blast. You get to see the other people in the parade, and everybody has a few drinks, and we're all relaxed, and we're ready to go. But, the only thing I could tell you about the parade, it's great, but don't overconsume too much because there's no bathrooms when you're in that parade, and you got to watch what you're doing. If you know what I mean.
If you haven't been to go see that parade, it's a long parade. Mr. Pierogi will be out there. Everybody, it is a lot of fun. So I hope everybody listening in the region gets out there at some point this weekend. I say this about a lot of festivals, but if you have never been to Pierogi Fest, everybody should go at least once and go check it out. I think it's one of the greatest region traditions.
Spectacles and festivals.
It's such a unique festival to our region, and celebrating the Polish heritage and Whiting and the what are the is it the babushkas? What are the ladies called?
The bushas.
The bushas. That is always a highlight. But go check out Whiting. Go see my good friend Stan over there at Big Frank Sausage. He's the sausage king of Northwest Indiana. I think everybody's gonna. The weather looks spectacular. It's gonna be a great weekend.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And I can't wait to see you, Brent, at the booth, and we could,
we'll have a toast for sure.
Oh yeah, and don't forget Smacznego i na zdrowie. Stop by Big Frank's. And it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck to you, and I'll see you out there sometime this afternoon.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for calling. So, yeah. Oh, we got some more callers?
We do.
I don't know how we're going to top the Pierogi Fest talk, man. It's a big one.
But we're going to try.
But you and Adriana are going to broadcast live, right? Isn't that what we were talking about during the break?
What?
You should go walk in the parade with Stan and broadcast live. Do the stream.
So
I don't know how any of that stuff works. I just think it'll be funny.
Yeah, I think there's some connectivity issues up there. That's what we're going with. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, if you're going out to Pierogi Fest, from what I understand, they're going to be trying to collect some funds for the people who have been locked out of BP for 5 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, I did see that.
So if you can, try to put a little in the kitty for these people.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. We thank you for bringing that up. The
Matter of fact, I'd say try to go out of your way and do it. I mean, if you're out there to have a good time, think about the people that have been, had their jobs stolen from them for the last 5 months, have been trying to scrape by on, without an income. So, try to kick in a little of the kitty for that.
Yeah, I believe they're going to have donation boxes spread out around the fest. So I think that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that up.
But what I'd like to talk about, when you're born in this country, you're assigned a Social Security number, you're put on a vaccine schedule. When you go to school, I think you have to show proof that you're the person that got the vaccine so you can get in school. When you're like 18 and a male or something like that, if you want any kind of government financial help, you got to sign up for selective service, prove who you are. When you get married, you got to get a marriage certificate. You got to prove who's getting married. You got to take a blood test. When you turn 65, you got to prove who you are so you can get on the Medicare. And when you die, a doctor's got to sign off on who you are so that the body can be buried. So what is the problem with voter ID? Oh, yeah,
none.
Maybe the wrong people are going to get elected. It's pretty hard to control that if people are actually coming in to vote. And if it's such a burden to do this, why don't we have all the states just put a binding referendum on ballots in every 50 states on how the public feels about voter ID? Vote thumbs up or thumb down and make it binding. What's wrong with that idea?
I don't think anything's wrong with it. I have zero problem showing ID to vote. I mean, I think it's a good thing. And again, the conversation comes back to a couple of states, but I've voted in 6 states, and I've always had to show ID to vote. I mean,
right. So what's the problem?
You don't, but so what are we fixing? I guess that's my point. Is We're fixing something that isn't broken. I mean,
some people don't want to fix
show ID
because they like it the way it is.
I mean, do you? I've had to show ID when I vote. I've yet to meet somebody that doesn't.
I used to work the polls. One of my coworkers was at a polling place in Hammond here one time, and a couple of guys walked in, and they said, "Well, we're here to vote." And they said, "Well, can I see ID?" So they're showing Illinois driver's licenses.
Then they couldn't vote, right?
Poll workers told me, "You're out of state. You got to go vote in Illinois." And they said, "Why? We're here. Why can't we vote?"
Doesn't work like that. I mean,
it's not supposed to work like that, but some people would probably love it to be that way. But again, I mean, come on, let's not be so naive. Everybody knows why they play games with the voter polls and everything else. The political machines love. They got their people they want in office, and they're going to do whatever they can, and as long as they can legally get away with it, they're going to do it. Let's not be naive about this whole thing.
I mean, what are they getting away with? I mean, I'm struggling to figure out. You have to show your ID to vote in, I think, most states. If it's this big Democrat conspiracy, the Republicans have majorities in the Senate, the House, and they've had the presidency most of my lifetime.
Right. Again, I'm not making excuses for the Republicans, but let's face it, the last election, national election, Kamala Harris was installed, which goes to show you the attitude that the Democratic Party has for their voters. They didn't even give them a chance to actually pick a candidate in the primaries. They just installed.
I agree with that 100%.
I mean,
I agree with that.
Right,
100%.
and I'm not holding water for the Republicans either. I mean, I'm nonpartisan. I don't like them much better than I dislike the Democrats as far as that goes.
That's a good point. I think most of America feels like you do.
Right. Well, again, I had high hopes when Trump gave these speeches talking about a new day, America first, no more oligarchs, this and that. And he pretty much did a 180. I got friends of mine that are still Trump supporters. They can't understand why I'm not backing them anymore. And I said, don't you watch the news? Right. I mean, it's pretty mind blowing. But some people, they think all they got to do is give them a line of baloney, and they'll buy it till the day they die. But I mean, I don't know. I just can't come to that. I just can't get there with that. I just can't.
I think you speak for a lot of people. I think
and like I say, it's a nonpartisan thing. The Republicans like playing the same games as the Democrats. They all do it to try to do whatever they can to get the people they have. Look what they just did to Thomas Massey. I mean, this guy probably had a 98% MAGA vote, and because he went up against Almighty Israel, he's history. And the thing I don't understand, I mean, they can't get the SAVE Act passed, and the two hang-ups are I guess, Senator Thune and Murkowski, Republicans, and yet Trump won't primary them, but he primaries Thomas Massey. He even sent Pete Hegseth, the War Secretary, to campaign against Pete Hegseth, but he can't do the same thing against Thune and Murkowski. Why? Because maybe he likes it the way it is.
There's probably a lot of that. Hey, thanks for the call. We've got a bunch
of
guys. Hey, have a good weekend. All good points. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I wanted to touch on two things, voter IDs and circling way back to age as far as some of the politicians, their ages.
Right.
But is that SAVE Act, and we're talking about votes and voter fraud and all this, is that inclusive of checking the IDs of the electors? Because this last election, if we can't recall, because people lose track of what went on last week, there were dozens of electors that were illegal. They were phony. They were propped up. They were trying to send them in, and they were caught. So that's not just stealing one vote. That's stealing a state.
Right.
So and we all know where that came from. That was heads I lose, heads I win, tails you lose. It's, you know, if I win, it's great. If I don't win, then, you know. And I'm wondering what next election cycle they're going to come up with. And then getting back to the age, as far as having term limits, we have one, Chuck Grassley. I think he's like 93-ish, 92,
Yes.
93. He was the one that was calling himself pretty much when January 6th rolled around, and they erected a gallows. I mean, if you're touring the Capitol, why do you bring a gallows with you? That's what I want to know. But when they wanted to hang Pence, Grassley was the one that assumed that he was going to be the next vice president, and he's still there. So numbers don't lie, but people do.
So Charles Grassley is my favorite one to pick on. He has been in the Senate for 50 years. He's currently 92 years old.
Is that all? Jeez, wow. Maybe go another.
I
50
rescind
years.
everything I said. My bad.
So let me find it. I had it up here just a second ago. There's a fun stat about Charles Grassley. He was born September 17th, 1933, and he is older than chocolate chip cookies. The chocolate chip cookie was invented by Ruth Wakefield at the Toll House Inn in 1939. So we have a guy, one of the 100, and he because of so much seniority, I would say the 50 most powerful people in the United States, who is 92. 92. 50 years in the Senate. So
that's great. How does that make you all feel? Huh.
Well, you spend that much time sequestered away in the Capitol building. I don't see how it is possible
to know what a real person does.
To know what the average American experience is. And frankly, if you're 92, 93, even if you are in there, you don't know what the average experience of the average American is. You just don't have that. And I got in trouble from some, I don't want to say trouble, but some Yahoo out there got all sideways in the last election when I said, hey, elder millennials, it's your time to step up and, start, boosting some of these boomers and boomer pluses, these octogenarians. And some people, you can't say that. No, it's time for, if everything has a season, it's certainly time for, there's not one caller out there that could call and say, hey, there's a reason we need to have a 93-year-old in the Senate. I just don't buy it.
Well, and my question is, if that did, thank God it didn't happen. If that did happen, where Pence was erased or hung or whatever those wackadoos wanted to do with him, I don't think. How much better would he have been than Pence? I don't understand that. It's just these people between money and power. They just line their pockets, and that's why Jed and I went back and forth over the years, even before it was. Now everybody's turning independent. It seems. I've been independent. I never voted a straight ticket, and like Jethro Bodine used to say, I could cipher in names on that line.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
But there's I don't get up and put on one news outlet and get my talking point and then just keep banging that drum all day. I listen and read other things, and that's why I've been, and I was an old Perot guy, because basically he wasn't a liar. He was truly a self-made man. He didn't inherit money and then waste it on crazy things. And he spoke the truth. He didn't have any skeletons in his closet, and he actually garnered 25% of the vote.
Yeah, I don't know that you'll ever see that again.
I wish, I hope, but now it's just a matter of greed, lies, and lining their pockets.
That's I agree 100%.
No arguments on there. I will say it was interesting. We were talking earlier about the insider trading, and you've got some folks like Pelosi who have just made hundreds of millions, correct, in her time there, tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
For the sake of good radio, we'll say hundreds of millions. And then you've got a few folks who, we were joking. What was the congressman's name that actually lost money?
Chip Roy.
Chip Roy lost like 60% on the S&P.
60% behind the S&P 500.
Like, well, that's awful. But then you've got those middle folks who, are not playing the game. But those have to be so far and few between that why don't they stand up? And for these people who are, again, the Pelosi's of the world, who are clearly, running a scam here. You're right. There's no way Pelosi's in it for America. I mean, come on. There's again another statement where I say there's not one person that could call in and say, "Oh, she's for America." It's like, you're not doing this stuff. It's none of it's altruistic, and no, good calls. Good points.
when they wanted to have the legislation to reel some of that in and put some oversight on it, they voted it down because just like they can vote themselves a raise, why would they want to vote themselves where they can't play the market? And now we've got someone in there that has ingratiated himself, not only through other entities, but he's enriched himself over $2.5 billion. We're not talking millions, billions. So, and now we're paying for this crazy war that we've opened Pandora's box, and it's not going to go away very easily. So just like Chuck Grassley, I want to know the last time he pumped gas or went to the grocery store.
Yeah, there's the thing that you ask politicians, what's the price of a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread, just as a way to see, like, hey, are you one of us? Now, could I tell you exactly what a loaf of bread is? Probably only the sale price, but it's stupid expensive now. I mean, the fact that bread on sale is $3.29. Come on, it's a loaf of bread.
Yeah, $4. Getting up there.
Exactly.
So here's and this is from the Unusual Whales that tracks all of the stock trades by members of Congress. In 2025, House Senate members purchased $125 million worth of stocks, but only $465,000 of EFTs, which are broad market funds, right? You can't insider trade an EFT, right? Because these, like the S&P or the spiders and things like that take all of the stock. They allocate their assets to all of the stocks in the S&P 500. So they only bought about 500,000 of those, but $125 million worth of individual companies. So that number should be reversed, in my opinion.
Interesting. Now a lot of them, when they do get caught or get put in the spotlight or asked the question, they'll say, well, and I can call out names, and we probably know who it is. They'll say, well, it wasn't me. It was one of my business entities that are doing the trading.
I need a business entity.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man, am I missing?
That's just more BS. Nobody's buying that.
And you know what else? You know what else we need? We also need to not have to any of us. I'd like to fill out my tax forms and just put on there whatever, and then sign it and turn it in, and still have immunity from the IRS. Why would you need that?
Yeah, I agree. But again, it's never going to change because they're never going to. No one is going to vote against their own interest.
Yeah,
They don't, it's not our interest; it's their interest.
The one or two that try, your Massey's, you
get run out of town on a rail.
Yeah. So, hey, thanks for the call.
Okay, gentlemen, have a good weekend.
Top of the hour, we're gonna take a quick break here. Brent's got to run and
deliver some food.
Where's my delivery?
You can come in.
Hey, real quick, I know you got to leave here in a second. It is 8 o'clock, WJOB, 1230 AM, 104.7 FM here in Hammond, Indiana, streaming live on YouTubes everywhere. Hot dogs.
Yeah, so I saw Zach Lenz yesterday, and we were discussing the hot dog. It's coming, Bob.
Okay.
It's coming. Probably in the fall.
Okay.
We will have hot dogs on the menu, both as a kid's option and an adult option. And if you've never had the Lenz Angus hot dogs, we've talked about this. I'm a hot dog connoisseur.
Yeah.
That's the best hot dog I've ever had in my life. And we're gonna have some fun with it. We're gonna do one for the kids and then an adult one.
So I really
no ketchup.
I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to put
I won't
ketchup.
give it to you. No.
Yeah, and you're going to sit and you're going to watch me
I'm
eat
gonna put
it.
on the menu. You're not allowed to put ketchup on this hot dog.
Doc's at 1420 Calumet Avenue in Diarnina.
Great job.
You like that?
Yeah.
It's what about like putting your baked beans on it instead of chili?
Well, that was one of the things that came up in our discussion. When we bring chili back in the fall, we're definitely going to do a chili dog, some shredded cheddar on top, some diced onions. That'll be good. That makes me hungry right now. I'm going to have to.
You're listening to the Sexy Food Hour here on WJOB. All right.
We're trying to make you hungry. Come see me at Doc's today.
Or go to the Pierogi Fest. And see Big Frank and everyone else selling their wares.
Yeah. It is again, I'll say it, if you've never been, you got to go once and try it out. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of humor. They do a great sign with their signs on the restrooms and in the streets. And what you're distracting me with your
gesticulating wildly.
That's what I was going for.
No.
All right, well,
you got to go. We're going to
work.
take a quick break. We've got a few callers left. We'll get right back to you as soon as you're done hearing the ads, and because we got to pay for the electric here. So.
And this cool air.
Yeah, that's amazing. The studio has never been better.
Yeah, Jim comes in and he's cold.
Yeah. He comes in. I'm cold. Go back to hot yoga.
I'm Pastor Eric Boone, pastor of the Trail Life Church here in the great city of Gary, Indiana, the Notre Dame Credit Union. Go beyond and above to make sure that we are in position to make that greater impact. Listen, this credit union is one of a kind, and I'm looking forward to the future because I know that we will continue to do greater things together, and I'm forever grateful for a credit union like this.
Visit NotreDameFCU.com.
Hey Region, I'm T, and I grew up in East Chicago, went to college in Gary, worked out of Munster, and raised my family in Crown Point. I'm Region to the core. I created Region Hot Sauce, the flavor of the region. Added to chicken, fish, pizza, eggs, and more for the perfect blend of heat and flavor. Visit RegionHotSauce.com for a complete list of locations or to order direct. Region Hot Sauce, the flavor of the region.
I'm a victim of being ran over by a semi while I was flagging. The person wasn't paying attention and they hit me with their vehicle.
I seen a accident where we were the first people to walk up, and that picture will never leave my mind.
I've seen people get hit before. It's been horrible.
Construction zones on roadways and bridges are more than just cones and equipment. They're the workplace for thousands of dedicated union laborers.
Everybody has a family that they need to get back home to, so please just pay attention to us out here while we're working.
We all have family, and I know it's a pain in the ass, but we're trying to make the roads better for y'all.
We're doing this for everyone.
We're hardworking Hoosiers, just like you, and we all want to make it home safely.
People would just take a couple seconds to pay attention.
Be aware of where we're at, where the cone zones are at. We're all in this together, and we're all just trying to be safe.
This is Brian Short, business manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save a life. We're all in this together.
A message from Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Have you ever considered becoming an iron worker? Local 395 is now accepting applications for their apprenticeship program. Go to ironworkers395.com. Look under the training section, click on apprenticeship, and scroll down to the application. You must be 18 years old, have a high school diploma or GED, and you must be physically able to perform the work of the trade. Find out more by calling the apprenticeship school in Lake Station at 219-962-7675 or visit ironworkers395.com.
Welcome back. I'm Bob. No Brent.
And I made Adriana with no mic on.
So we've got a couple callers left. We're going to go until about 8:15 before we reset for a. Adriana's got a special interview at 8:30 with is it Hammond?
Hammond Public Library. We're going to talk about their open house, which I did not know that the library had so many different events as well as classes and just a whole bunch of stuff happening besides books.
And then after that, at 9 o'clock, we've got veteran views. So we're just going to take some calls. Oh, real quick, traffic and weather. Traffic's good. Haven't heard anybody say anything. And weather is fantastic compared to last week.
Yeah. We put a poll out on YouTube, and I was a little sad because we got 59 concurrent viewers and only 16 people voted. What you doing, viewers? Yeah. Everybody watching. Hit the poll thing.
The whataboutism is strong this morning. Yeah, that's true. What about people on the YouTube chat? Anyways, what about the phones? Let's go to those.
All right. So the order has changed a little bit because we have some individuals that have hung up, but that's okay. So we're going to go to this one first. I think
219-845-1100. We got about 15 minutes left. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. I only need a minute.
Hey, you. Whatever you got, man. You have not called in on one of my shows in a while. How you doing?
I only need a minute or two. You know, you say you'll give me 1 minute, so I appreciate that. I heard the gentleman call earlier. I believe it was Trucker Mike talking about Merban and the dumping of steel. I'm a former steel worker and a union official, and I do know that Frank Merban has the support of labor 1,000,000%, okay? He has that. And he's not afraid to come on any station, but nobody wants to come on to a station with, if you don't have the right person, and that includes all politicians. Donald Trump, he's not going to be interviewed by anybody. It just don't happen that way. Frank is willing to come on. He's been a good congressman. He's been there. But I know he's been beat up on, and Trucker Mike is number one, wants to beat him up saying he don't come on WJOB. That's not true. He comes on WLTH, and he's been on WJOB. So what do you guys think about that? You have, and I understand how sometimes people, with this politics thing, right now, they don't have a problem with the richest man, almost the richest man besides this guy, Tesla, from Tesla. But again, he has enriched himself, $4 billion since he's been in this time around. So you don't have a problem with that. Do you think those people care about steel workers? Do they care about? No, they do not. But see, nobody going to talk about that. And if I start talking about it, well, okay, time for you to go. Your alarm is not on, but it's time for you to go anyway. You got it.
No, I was just gonna say I've been watching. I think they said during Trump 1, Trump lost money. During Trump 2, he's gained money, and I think where I read where it was a lot of crypto. So I think crypto's fake money. I'm sure there's a caller out there that would be like, oh no, crypto's the way of the future. I wouldn't put a nickel into it, but And then there's, I don't know if his son-in-law or somebody in the family is into crypto. So
enrich the whole family. Okay, they have used the White House, tearing down portion of the White House, putting his name on stuff. It's ridiculous. But again, here are the little people. I call them sometimes little people who basically. I am doing pretty well in America. I have made myself as a businessman and doing the right thing, and I have not had a handout. I always say, open up the doors of opportunity, I'll get it myself. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. But right now, it seems to me that the commander-in-chief is starting. Right now, I just got some gas this morning. You know what it was? $3.48 a gallon.
That is artificially low because there's 60, 70 cents out there between all of the different gas taxes that are currently suspended. So if there is corporate greed out there, it's at your pump because oil's still low.
But Frank, see what I'm saying? Again, Frank Mervan is really trying to do the best thing. And right now, what they have tried to do, Donald Trump sent these three people in terms of redistricting. They were pretty decent individuals, I thought was there, but they voted them out of office because they didn't do what Trump wanted them to do. So if you want a dictator, Mike, your truck driver, he cares nothing about truck driver. Labor loves Frank Mervan. I can tell you that right now. They love him. And right now, in concluding here, let me just say this here. Donald Trump said he was against having Nippon to come into this country. The minute he got elected, what did he do? He was the biggest one. Hey, you in now. And that same company, are you going to Arkansas, right, setting up a mill? This mill in Gary, Indiana will probably be shut down. And I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but I'm just saying that that's where they're going. Who's the governor of Arkansas? Huckabee Sanders, I believe. So it's all. So you people who think you need to stop thinking about Democrat or Republican. Think about people who've been in there forever and they've been millions of dollars. Nancy Pelosi is just one of many. Okay. With that, have a great day.
Hey, have a good one. Next caller. We got about 4 minutes left. What can we do for you today?
Hey, Bob, can you hear me?
I can. Loud
Bob?
and clear.
Can you hear me? Oh, hey, it's Brad. Hey, I just wanted to tell you, I heard somebody woke me up and said Analog Max from Griffith was challenging me or saying that whatever. And did I just hear you say crypto wasn't worth anything either?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We can talk flock cameras and re-election killers, flock cameras, or we could talk crypto. Does anybody know what the Clarity Act is doing over there? Oh, wait, before we go to that, I want to personally challenge Mad Mac right now so he can't run off the phone. Because he put a lot of words in my mouth. It seems like everybody is this morning. It seems like everybody's saying something. You know what? Bring it, all of you. Come on. Bring it. I want each and every one of you. Bring back Brent. Bob, you said it wasn't real money. I'm sure I can convince you that it's not. It's the hardest asset in the entire world. Mad Max trying to make a bet with me because he's got a gambling problem because he wants me to predict when this is going to happen. I haven't been wrong about anything. Nothing. And any of you guys want to come and challenge me, do it. Because I'm happy to come in and argue with guys like Analog Mac. He defends Trump, and he's all on Trump's tip, but he won't address the fact that he was in the casino making more money on crypto than anybody. And now they want to pass the Clarity Act, but none of you can tell me what the Clarity Act is, even though it's going to define finance for literally probably the next 200 years. But none of you know what that is. You want to argue about fake voters and Trump and completely and utterly just promote the establishment. Okay? The change is coming. And all of you are up the creek without a paddle because you let the media convince you none of it was real. And then you pick on guys like me that are trying to sound the alarm. But that's okay. I don't got any problem. Any of you. You know what? I think I'll do it on Chuck's show. Either that or I'll pay for my own. Any of you want to come and argue with me on the air, I'm going to come right into character, and I'm going to take all of you down. So bring it. Any comments, Bob?
What is this character you're going to come in as?
Oh, I'm going to come in as Brad Kimball. I mean, come on, let's face it. Let's face it. He's a character, right? He's an alcoholic that got kicked out of the news business because he didn't refuse the Smith-Mundt Act. See, most people, you guys talk about how you can understand propaganda and all this stuff, but you can't explain to me the Smith-Mundt Act that makes propaganda legal against U.S. citizens. Come on, do you guys want to argue? I would love it. I'll pay for the show. Because, see, the thing is you can't be like Analog Mac and run behind a phone in a studio from me. See, literally, he's making me by calling you up and mentioning my name and taking the time for his call to talk about Brad. That's love. That is love. That's infatuation, like Rod Stewart says. I don't know, Bob. Am I going overboard? What do you think?
No, not at all. I'm here for it. I am interested in the Clarity Act. Do you want to give us a 1 minute breakdown of it?
Yeah, it's going to define basically everything involved in crypto, okay? It basically shuts the casino down. There's clear federal rules, there's real protection for U.S. holders, and it's the strongest anti-crypto bill yet. But Democrats won't do anything about it. They're going to screw you and let the banks win here because they're going to say that Trump is the one that's making it happen. That guy is a loser. He lied to you about crypto for years and years and years, and everybody like Analog Mac is still kissing his butt. And when this Clarity Act goes through, just go look it up. There's not enough time with 1 minute to explain it. And you know what? Somebody's going to call in and try and say, hey, Brad said this and Brad said that. Bring it on. Bring it on. I'll pay for the show. I'll probably even bring in some sugary snacks so you alcoholics can get your mind straight before you got to deal with a guy like me. Anyway, let's all have a good weekend and go to Pierogi Fest. Thanks
have
for the
a good
time,
one.
Bob.
Thanks for calling in.
Ending on a positive note there.
And yeah, the positive note is Pierogi Fest this weekend.
Yeah.
So, all right, everyone, have a good weekend. Go to Pierogi Fest. Check out if that's all I got. Go to Pierogi Fest. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch you here on Monday. Chuck won't be here, so it'll be myself and who do we have? Later in the day on Monday, I will have Elise Nashala, who is the Indiana State Comptroller, former auditor. She'll be in studio, and we'll talk all sorts of things, State House and Indianapolis, and what's impacting us here in the region. So that's all I got. Everybody have a good weekend, and see you on Monday.
There you go. See you on Monday.
Tech Credit Union supports the essential role of union labor in building strong communities. That's why we offer hassle-free banking, financial empowerment, and a commitment to your success. Save for the future, handle life's challenges, and trust a partner that stands by hardworking union members. Tech Credit Union, the better option for you and your money. Visit techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union, supporting union families every step of the way.
I'm a victim of being ran over by a semi while I was flagging. The person wasn't paying attention and they hit me with their vehicle.
I seen a accident where we were the first people to walk up, and that picture will never leave my mind.
I've seen people get hit before. It's been horrible.
Construction zones on roadways and bridges are more than just cones and equipment. They're the workplace for thousands of dedicated union laborers.
Everybody has a family that they need to get back home to, so please just pay attention to us out here while we're working.
We all have family, and I know it's a pain in the ass, but we're trying to make the roads better for y'all.
We're doing this for everyone.
We're hardworking Hoosiers, just like you, and we all want to make it home safely.
People would just take a couple seconds to pay attention.
Be aware of where we're at, where the cone zones are at. We're all in this together, and we're all just trying to be safe.
This is Brian Short, Business Manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save a life. We're all in this together.
A message from Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Enjoy the taste of summer at the Farmers Market at Fox Point. Every Tuesday from 9 to 1, shop locally grown fresh produce, delicious baked goods, artisanal treats, and local culinary creations. Just minutes from I-8094, the Farmers Market at Fox Point in Lansing, Illinois is a perfect spot to hear acoustic musicians, stretch with morning yoga, and enjoy community fun throughout the season. To see all vendors and entertainment, visit foxpoint.org. That's point with an E, foxpoint.org.
Plumbers Local 210 is building the future, and we're looking for service plumbers to join our team. Our training center invests nearly $500,000 every year to make sure our members are the best in the industry. From a 5-year apprenticeship and an associate degree at Ivy Tech to ongoing certifications in safety and new technology, our plumbers are trained for excellence. Every member is drug tested and licensed for your safety and peace of mind. When you need plumbing work done, make sure you ask for the license. It's your right to ask.
I'm a victim of being ran over by a semi while I was flagging. The person wasn't paying attention and they hit me with their vehicle.
I seen a accident where we were the first people to walk up, and that picture will never leave my mind.
I've seen people get hit before. It's been horrible.
Construction zones on roadways and bridges are more than just cones and equipment. They're the workplace for thousands of dedicated union laborers.
Everybody has a family that they need to get back home to, so please just pay attention to us out here while we're working.
We all have family, and I know it's a pain in the ass, but we're trying to make the roads better for y'all.
We're doing this for everyone.
We're hardworking Hoosiers, just like you, and we all want to make it home safely.
People would just take a couple seconds to pay attention.
Be aware of where we're at, where the cone zones are at. We're all in this together, and we're all just trying to be safe.
This is Brian Short, Business Manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save a life. We're all in this together.
A message from Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Life's biggest challenges don't come with a warning. When legal issues arise, whether it's a car accident, personal injury, criminal charge, or representing you before municipal boards, you need a trusted advocate on your side. At Westland & Bennett, we listen first because your story matters. We provide strategic, personalized legal solutions to protect your rights, your freedom, and your future. Peace of mind starts with a conversation. Call 219-440-7550 today for a free consultation.
Do you like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and the last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Fishing for a seafood meal without the stress or mess of cooking? Leave the work to the Strachan Van Til Seafood Department. For just $1 extra per pound, we'll fry, grill, or steam your fish with your choice of 3 kinds of breading. Try our fish and seafood dinners. Each includes a half pound each of seafood and fries, and a 1/4 pound of coleslaw. Want the freshest catch in town? Reel in the fish and seafood selections from your local Strachan Van Til.
Good morning, everyone. You are listening to the morning show on WJOB, 1230 AM, 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana, here at the Shack and Van Til Studios. Before we get any further, we are going to do a quick traffic and weather update for everyone. And taking a look at traffic in the Northwest region, it's actually looking pretty good. And I'm not seeing any traffic. 65 going north and south is looking good. 80 going east and west is looking good. 90 going east and west is looking good. Bishop Ford, Dan Ryan, Skyways are all coming along great. Let's take a last look at this weather forecast for today. Currently right now at the Shack and Van Til Studios, it is 70 degrees. Today we are seeing highs of 78 degrees and lows of 61 degrees. Crystal clear skies tonight and a little bit of clouds this morning into the afternoon. On Saturday, highs of 81 degrees, lows of 68, partly sunny and more humid weather throughout the day into the nighttime. And then on Sunday, highs of 89 degrees and lows of 74 degrees, humid with some sun and then a thunderstorm later on in the evening. That is all for your traffic and weather. And now we're going to do a quick little interview today. So recently, we have had a meeting with the Hammond Public Library here, and we have some very amazing events that they do that when somebody hears about library, they think automatically just books. But the library here in Hammond is doing a bunch of different things, and we are going to talk about their open house today. And today we have an interview. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
I'm Michelle Pittman Henry.
And if you want to come a little closer to that microphone right there. Yep, you can move it. You're good.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
I'm Michelle Pittman Henry, and I am the president of the Hammond Public Library Foundation. We are a separate organization from the library, but we're a 501c3, and our purpose is to support the library in its endeavors and to enhance community programs and awareness.
Okay, there you go. So we have a open house coming up, and it shows here. I'm going to pull up the graphic for everybody here so that they can see it. We have an open house on August 1st from noon to 3 o'clock, and the address right there is 564 State Street here in Hammond, Indiana. What does this open house entail? What kind of things can we expect to see?
Well, we have a number of opportunities. We want to let the community know that the library is so much more than just books. Mm-hmm. We have internet. We have classes, and our classes cover arts and crafts, educational topics, exercise, line dancing, and a number of other things going on. As well as not just books, we have online services which people can utilize from their home. Mm-hmm. So you can learn foreign languages, you can research your ancestry, you can develop new computer skills. We have access to a number of databases to help students with their schooling, so it's like online tutorial services. We have other things such as we partner with the Dolly Parton Literacy Program that gives free books to children from birth till age 5. So we have a number of things going on, and we want to keep growing in those things. We want this to be not just a library in its traditional state. It wants to be a community resource. Mm-hmm.
So with all of these different resources that we are seeing here, again, we're going to show that graphic for everybody right now. You guys have so much going on. What is one of the main resources that people come to use at the library that you are seeing of growth and popularity of?
I would say the printer.
The printer?
The printer.
There you go.
You can send something from your home to the library printer and then come pick it up.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't have printers, so you can have printer access.
That's actually pretty cool. I know that
and faxing.
And faxing, yeah. And also alongside with that, we're seeing that you guys have a list of different classes and different events here. What classes are most popular? My guess is the language classes, but I could be wrong. What classes are most popular here at the library?
Spanish language as well as American Sign Language.
Mm-hmm. So those are the most popular classes that you guys have? Okay. And alongside with that, we're seeing something that shows free school supplies. So school is coming up.
Yes, we're going to be giving out school supplies, giving kids bags to help them prepare for school.
Okay, and what kind of school supplies are in these backpacks?
We got pencils, pens, water bottles, and notebooks.
Okay.
And a bag.
And a bag. Yep, that's most important. And we are seeing here on the graphic as well that there is a bunch of community connection and getting involved. So alongside with all of the resources here for the Hammond Public Library, are we to see any other outside sources come, maybe like they have a tabling event that they have there? Are there other different organizations that will be present at this open house?
Yes, we have an Excel program for young men's development. We have the Hammond Reads program. We have the Hammond Historical Society. We have the Friends of the Hammond Library, which runs our used bookstore. We've asked the Food Bank of Northwest Indiana, Meals on Wheels, North Shore Health, and they all are very active with the library as well.
Okay. And with all of these different organizations coming to this open house and all of these different resources, it seems like a very, very big event. On average, how many people do you expect to be at this event?
Probably around 500.
Okay. And for this event, are we seeing a lot more parents? Are we seeing younger college kids, teenagers, high schoolers, or is it just a mix of everything?
It's a mixture, but I would say the majority of them would be the younger parents with small kids. We have activities. We're going to have a DJ out there so they can dance and enjoy the afternoon. We have snacks as well, and they get a tour of the library. We're going to get, if you complete the tour, you get opportunity to be in a raffle for $25 door prizes, and we have other prizes too. So we're going to have things going on with that. But we also see a lot of seniors. Seniors are very active at the library because we have a lot of programs during the day. One of the ones they love is the bingo size, where they play bingo and exercise and win prizes.
Okay. And
they will be doing that day too.
Okay, there you go. And for this open house, why is it important that not only that we kind of shed some light on the public library here in Hammond, but also that all of these different community organizations are coming together? Why is this important for the community of Hammond, but then also for neighboring communities as well?
Well, the library has been attacked, period, across the country for various reasons. And a lot of people say, well, we have the internet now, so we don't need the library. So we want to prove to you that you do need the library. If you want to see something crazy, let some electricity go down in a section of the city, and the library's parking lot will be full because they come down there to work. They come down there to just entertain themselves. Just using the internet alone is one of the biggest assets of the library. But there are a lot of people who have very quiet lives, and they want to have somewhere to go where they feel comfortable and safe. We also have kids come to the library after school. It's almost like a daycare center in a sense. They're well behaved, but they stay there between the time school lets out and the time their parents get off work. So we provide a lot more services than people would normally think a library provides.
And we were recently talking about this earlier this week, and just to shed a little bit of light on it, we may talk about it later on in the future, but you do have some college-bound kids there that are doing their service hours.
Yes, this is one of our favorite things. The college-bound program is run by the city, and it enables students to get scholarship money to go to college, but part of the requirements is they have to do X number of hours. I don't remember how many.
40 hours per
40 hours, okay, of community service. So we are a source for these college-bound students to come and fulfill their community service.
Yeah, and I was a college-bound student. I did not do my service hours at the public library, and the only reason for that being is because it was so popular. Every single time, it was just a very popular place to be at to do your service hours. And many of the students, it's just because they absolutely love the library. Another hand of it was just that some students were like, oh my goodness, an air-conditioned place, I can do my service hours. And then they actually ended up falling in love with just the environment that they were in, so much so that they came back every single year. So it was very popular, and that just shows how well that your staff works with these students and how dedicated you are to making sure that not only they have an amazing place to do their hours, but then also so that way they can kind of see, okay, here's all the resources that they offer while I'm in school. This is a tool that I can utilize.
Yes, and we're proud to have them. And we'd like to expose them to all these tools as well so that they can share that information with others.
Yep. And alongside with this open house, again, we're going to show that graphic one more time for individuals. This open house, again, is on August 1st from noon to 3, and that is a Saturday, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yes, okay.
In fact, it's next Saturday.
Yep, next Saturday. So we're just kind of promoting this right now. We're going to kind of shout it out throughout the rest of this coming week. And this is a great opportunity to kind of connect with the community, see all the different resources that are for all ages, correct?
Yes, it is. We have things for little kids up through the seniors.
There you go. And lastly, as we kind of wrap up, how can people get in contact with the library? What is the best way to contact you guys and or to kind of reach out?
They can call the library, 219-931-5100. Hit the operator and just tell them who you want to connect with.
Okay. And do anything to wrap up, any information you want everybody to know about not only the open house, but also about the library itself?
Well, we're going to have a gala in November.
Okay.
And our gala is to help us raise funds so that we can provide additional resources. And we're doing a murder mystery night.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So it's Friday, November 13th, 5 o'clock. And we'll be sending out more information on that, and maybe I can talk about it later. But the library staff is really excited because they're going to be the primary actors in this murder mystery drama.
Well, that sounds like an amazing night. Automatically, when you said a murder mystery gala, I'm thinking Clue automatically right off the bat.
Well, a lot of people like the murder mysteries because it's interactive.
There you go. All right. Well, that is going to wrap up our interview. Thank you so much for coming in and talking about this very important event that we have here in the region. And I can expect that we will see a lot of people kind of just to check it out, and also to see what the public library has to offer and how they can utilize this tool not only for themselves, but then also for others in their family and their friends.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. All right, everybody, that is going to wrap up the morning show. We are going to play a loop just for a little bit, but don't go anywhere. We will have Veterans Views on at 9 o'clock. You're listening to WJOB 1230 AM 104.7 FM in Hammond, Indiana, here at the Strack and Van Til Studios. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the air at 9 a.m.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes.